So if you think about it, really, Flower and Lawrence's effectiveness was really rooted in their interior life. They really gave their all to being image bearers of God. But when we look back, it all seems seamless. They find this property, Flower had matchless inner sight, people came along that helped establish the ministry. The masters showed up and gave us deeply mystical teachings and insights. It was all easy, right? But no, they really knew hardship and struggle, and you can read more about that in Flower's biography, but they experienced great challenges the whole time they were here in physical incarnation. But they understood that this is what they were being called to do, and not only that, they were equipped by God to do. How they would do it financially from a human perspective must have seemed overwhelmingly daunting. What were they looking at? A vast wilderness with nothing but a small house and a well and a dirt road leading up to it. A seeming exile, if you will. But God was saying, there are much greater things out beyond, and if you follow me, and if you're faithful to me in this moment, in this way, then greater blessings than you can possibly imagine will follow on from that. And we sit here today, recipients of those greater blessings. But we're not passive recipients, we are participating in those greater blessings. And all the greater blessings are contained within the remarkable biblical promise that the whole earth will be filled with the glory of the Lord again. Think about this. The whole of Questhaven is filled with the glory of the Lord. Every inch of this property is dedicated, consecrated in perpetuity to the Lord Christ, the Lord Emmanuel, our living Christ. The teachings and the deep insight into the mystical reality of the inner kingdom that we have here supports, and if we willingly do our own work, it gives us access to the lofty heights of the Spirit. The Christwood ministry offers a pathway for all to be aware of our own responsibility as image bearers, people of God through Christ. For remember, he tells us to remember that whether we are in our own land or whether we are in exile, we are ambassadors for his kingdom. I was really pleasantly surprised to find that there are many references to the prophet Jeremiah in the vast body of work that Flower left to us. So clearly that tells me that we can benefit from his long-range prophecies. Jeremiah was conscious of the fact that mankind had a great spiritual hunger, and to Jeremiah, a place of holiness, a place apart, was very important. And Flower writes, how eloquently he spoke for our own needs when he said, "Oh, that I had in the wilderness a lodging place of wayfaring men." Oh, that I had in the wilderness a lodging place of wayfaring men and women. I added women because I knew Jeremiah would have meant that really. So, Jeremiah, he spoke as might Pythagoras and Plato and all the great souls of the past and even of the present, who know that in this very unsettled outer world, we need footholds upon eternity. We need those holy reminders that are surcharged by dedication of the ever-living presence, the one who made us and toward whom we all consciously ascend.